You know when you're trying to set up a new TV in your living room and you realize the HDMI cable you have is like just about 6 inches too short?
Oh, yeah, the worst. You end up balancing a gaming console on a stack of books or something just to make it reach.
Right, exactly. Well, welcome to today's deep dive, where we are looking at something that completely breaks that mold. We're pulling from what looks, at first glance, like a very dry, sprawling e-commerce catalog from a company called HDTV Supply.
Yeah, and our focus is on a highly specific product they sell. It's the DVIGear Hyperlight Active Optical HDMI cable,
And get this, it clocks in at 25 meters. That is 82 feet long.
which is wild because, nobody is buying an 82-foot cable just to connect a DVD player to their living room TV.
Okay, let's unpack this, because 82 feet is, well, it's longer than a standard bowling lane.
Yeah, it's massive.
I'm looking at this DVIGear cable and thinking about the physics of it, Like, if I run a standard copper cable even 15 feet, I start losing the signal.
Right, it just degrades completely.
Exactly. So how is this thing pushing massive 4K data across the length of a basketball court without glitching out?
Well, what's fascinating here is how it completely bypasses the limitations of copper.
Because of the electrical resistance, right?
Exactly. Copper wiring has electrical resistance, so the further the signal travels, the more it degrades. If you try to push high bandwidth 4K video through 82 feet of copper, it arrives as just a garbled mess.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's why this is an active optical cable. It literally takes the electrical HDMI signal and converts it into tiny pulses of light.
Wait, so instead of dealing with electrical friction, you're essentially shooting photons down a tiny glass tube,
You got it.
which means zero resistance.
Yeah, it's basically an information superhighway made of light. And this cable is just the physical off-ramp into a much larger world of massive AV ecosystems.
Right, because an 82-foot fiber optic pipeline has to plug into something equally heavy-duty.
Oh, absolutely.
The catalog answers that with these units called Wolfpack modular matrix switchers. We're talking about systems designed to route 4K video to up to 160 TVs at once.
Or those specialized AV over IP networks they mentioned, handling over 100 screens in sports bars.
But honestly, routing 160 TVs just sounds like a tangled, glitchy nightmare waiting to happen.
It really does.
Like one loose connection or software glitch and the entire bar loses the Super Bowl feed.
Well, that's the main challenge. You can't just plug 160 cables into a box and hope for the best.
Yeah, I'd imagine not.
To tame that chaos, they build this massive, incredibly rigid control layer over it.
Okay, how so?
The catalog details operators using dedicated touchscreens called Wolf Pads or custom Windows 11 software. They even use dual RS-232 ports.
Wait, RS-232, isn't that a pretty old-school communication standard?
It is, yeah, but it's used because it physically hardwires the control commands. It's virtually impossible to hack or drop the signal compared to Wi-Fi.
Oh, that makes total sense.
They also use free web GIs, which basically gives the operator a visual dashboard right in their web browser.
So they can route any video feed to any screen instantly.
Exactly. It acts like an air traffic control center for video signals, making sure screen 142 shows the exact right game at the exact right second.
Knowing how locked down and precise that control layer has to be actually explains a lot about the buyers. And here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the same catalog, you have complete sports bar packages sitting right next to government purchasing programs.
The contrast is crazy.
Right. We're talking GSA schedules, NASA CA, and TAA-approved gear.
Which are basically strict federal protocols, meaning this equipment is cleared for highly secure government use.
Exactly. And they're using the same underlying tech as the sports bar down the street.
It makes sense, though, when you look at the video wall processors they sell. The catalog lists setups ranging from a simple 1x2 configuration to massive 10x1 arrays.
Wow, 10 screens wide.
Yeah, and a video wall processor doesn't just mirror an image. It takes a single massive 4K video feed and precisely slices it up into puzzle pieces.
So syncing them perfectly across multiple screens so they act as one giant visual canvas.
Precisely.
And they're integrating this with strategic partners like Bose, Canon, and Dell. It is just wild to think that a highly secure federal briefing room mapping out global data and the sports bar down the street showing Sunday football are running on the exact same underlying Wolfpack tech.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it changes how you look at the world around you.
It really does.
We consume screens constantly, but we rarely think about the delivery mechanism.
We just expect it to work.
Right. This catalog reveals an invisible infrastructure industry. It's the silent high-tech backbone powering our visual experiences, from mission control centers to like the menu boards at a fast food drive-thru.
So what does this all mean? We started with a single 82-foot optical cable.
Our high-pressure data hose made of light.
Yeah, exactly. And we followed it into this wild matrix of 160 screen sports bars and secure federal video walls. We found a whole hidden ecosystem relying on flawless data transmission and obsessive control software.
A world that operates entirely out of sight, yet dictates what we see every single day.
So here's a thought to leave you with. The next time you're sitting in a sports bar or walking past a massive digital billboard, try to trace those invisible 82-foot optical cables in your mind's eye. And ask yourself, what other massive hidden physical infrastructures are running quietly just behind the drywall of your daily life?